Assalamu-Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today in this class we are going to learn the second chapter, or we can say second category of tabe. The topic for our today lesson is Muakkad and Takid. What is Muakkad and Takid? To understand this Muakkad and Takid, first let's recall the basic concept of Tawabe chapter. In Tawabe chapter, we learn when the one word influence or affect the another word equivalently. That is called Tawabe. The influencer known as matbu, and the word which is being influenced is called tabe. And under that chapter or video, we also came to see that Mawsuf Sifat is one of the tabe and matbu, because the Mawsuf influence the Sifat. So the Mawsuf becomes matbu and the Sifat becomes tabe. In the today lesson, which is very interesting actually, we are going to learn the same tabe and matbu chapter. First, let's understand what is Muakkad. So Muakkad is known as matbu, which means Muakkad is here the influencer, and Takid is known as tabe, which means the Takid is the word which is being influenced by Muakkad. So tabe actually follows whatever matbu want it to follow. It's very similar like when a slave has no rights. Slave is bounded or comes under his owner. So whatever owner says, the slaves follow. Similarly, whatever Muakkad demands, Takid serve it. Or if you want to broaden this topic, so you can say whatever the matbu demands, tabe follows it. Now let's understand what is Muakkad and what is Takid. Muakkad means the word which is being emphasized, and Takid means the emphasis word, a word which give or which empower the meaning of any word or which emphasize any word is called Takid. For example, where we use this Muakkad and Takid. So for example, suppose we want to give some information, but during the delivery of our information, we also want to emphasize or empower our information, so the listeners put his total attention and listeners understand, become serious whatever the information I'm trying to provide them. So whenever we want to emphasize our information or anything, there we use Takid. So Takid is a concept of emphasizing the word. So the word which is being emphasized or empowered by this Takid is called Muakkad, and the word Takid itself is the one who empower or emphasize that word. Now let's understand this with one example. Here I am writing a word Nasara Zaidun, which simply means Zaid help. Zaid helped someone. So, but now I want to emphasize this meaning and I want to say that Zaid is the only person who helped. Only Zaid helped. Here we are trying to emphasize about the doer of this verb or this action. So here we need a very suitable word which will emphasize the meaning and which will give a complete information and idea to the listeners that what is the information and what are the emphasized information as well. So from this sentence, Nasara Zaidun, I am simply saying the Zaid is the someone who helped. So after saying this word, listeners can understand that here the Zaid is the doer of any action. But again, if we want to emphasize or if we want to elevated this meaning, or if we want to rise the level of the action doer of this action here, in that situation we are going to use a Takid. So by the uses of Takid, the meaning itself, the meaning will be actually same, the core message from this sentence will be same, but in translation we add some additional word and the listeners will get the idea with that additional word that here Zaid is not a normal person who helped. He is the only person who helped. So suppose I am saying Nasara Zaidun Zaidun. Repeating the same word again twice is one of the way to create an emphasized meaning. Okay. So I am using the first method, which is to repeat the same word again and again. So it will create an emphasized meaning in that sentence. So now, when I have written the word Zaidun twice, it means I'm saying Nasara Zaidun Zaidun. So here I am not only providing the information that Zaid is the helper of this, Zaid is the helper, but I am also the same time saying that Zaid is the only person who is the helper. There is no one except Zaid who helped. So here the first word becomes Muakkad because this is the Zaid who is being emphasized or empowered, and Zaidun here is Takid because a second Zaid is emphasizing the first one. So the first Zaid is Muakkad and another word is Takid. This type of Takid is known as Takid Lafzi. Don't worry, after explaining this here from the board, because of my weak English, maybe I'm not able to understand, make you understand all these things clearly. But once you see in the book, you will able to understand a lot of things, inshallah. So first, understand a very brief, short summary of the Mokkad Takid here on the board, and then we will be learning, inshallah, from the book as well as solving the exercise. So this type of Takid is known as Takidun Lafziyun. Takidun Lafziyun means such Takid which is visible in the word, or we can say that in Takidun Lafziyun we simply repeat the word. We simply repeat the word. Now always remember, the repetition of any word is not bounded by any rule. There is we do not have any certain rules to use the Muakkad and Takid. You can repeat any word you want. You can repeat the question mark, you can repeat the interrogative part, you can repeat the fail, you can repeat the file, you can repeat the mubtada or khabar. There is no such rule that we cannot repeat this or we cannot repeat that. You can repeat any word you want to repeat. After the repetition, it will emphasize the same word. For example, I have repeated the Zad word here. So I have repeated the file. You can also repeat the maful if the maful is present in the sentence. You can say Nasara Zaidun Amran Amran. But once we use Takid in our sentence, we have to keep in mind that Muakkad and Takid falls under the category of Tabe. And when there is a Tabe, Muakkad and Takid should be equal. They cannot differ. If Muakkad is Muzakkar, Takid will be Muzakkar. If Muakkad is Muannas, Takid is Muannas. If Muakkad is Wahid Tasniya Jama, Takid is Wahid Tasniya Jama. Why? Because by repeating, we simply create a copy of exact previous word. When I am repeating the Zad word twice, it means I am simply copying the first Zad and putting on the second place. So the copy should be equivalent to its original format. Okay, so if original is Wahid, its copy should be Wahid. So this type of Takid is known as Takidun Lavziyun. Again, what is Takidun Lavziyun? Takidun Lavziyun are such type of Takid where the same word being repeated twice to emphasize the meaning, to provide the emphasized meaning. Now there is another word where there is another category of Takid, which is Takid Manaviyu. Takidun Manaviyun are such type of Takid where we do not repeat the word. Here we have some prefixed group of word which is especially used to emphasize the meaning. In Takid Manvi, we have prefixed group of few words. Their only work is to emphasize the meaning. So there are some Takid word which are prefixed, and those words are only used in such place where we want to provide the emphasized meaning or where we want to elevate the existing or the word to the higher level. Now, so in under Takid Manvi we have Nafsun, Ainun, Ajmaun, Aktaun, Kila, Kilta. The most common thing about most of these Takid Manvi, not this rule is not applied for all the Takid Manvi, but the 90% of the word which comes under the Takid Manvi are Muzaf, and they need a separate Muzaf Ilay, and their Muzaf Ilay can be Zamir as well as a proper name. We will understand this later, inshallah. In case of Nafsun, Ainun, these words required Muzaf Ilay. For example, I am saying Nasara Zaidun Nafsuhu. Here, this Nafsuhu is a mixture of Muzaf and Muzaf Ilay, where Nafsu is muzaf. Hu zamir is muzaf ilay. After becoming muzaf ilay, this word is Takid, and this Takid is used for Zaidun. So Zaidun is Muakkad. So Zaidun is Muakkad. Nafsuhu is Takid. After becoming Muakkad Takid, it becomes file of Nasara. Now remember the Nafsun, or let's have another example also. You can say Ainuhu. Here Ainu made from Ainun and Hu. So Ainu Hu. Now understand this. Why I am using the Zamir Hu as a Muzaf ilay? Because we already knew the uses of Zamir. Zamir always used to refer its previous word. So here Hu Zamir is returning to Zaid. So if suppose here we have Fatima, so the Zamir will be converted to Muannas. Understood? So the you here in Nafsun and Ainun, these two words become Muzaf, and they need a Zamir which is their Muzaf ilay, and the Zamir is actually a reference to the proper noun which is being used in the sentence earlier. So here nafsu Zamir in Nafsuhu and Ainuhu, both are a Zamir which is referring to the Zaid which is used in the sentence earlier. Then we have Kila and Kilta. Kila is actually Kilani, and Kilta was actually Kiltani. But these two words always used for Tasniya. Kila is Tasniya Muzakkar, whereas Kilta is Tasniya Muannas. And both words required a Tasniya Muzaf ilay. So you can say Rajulani, Kila Rajulani. And what is the rule that whenever a Tasniya word becomes Muzaf, their noon is eliminated. So instead of Kilani, they becomes Kila. And they are famous with the word Kila instead of Kilani, because these words always used as a Muzaf, so their noon is always removed. That's why instead of saying Kilani, we always say Kila. So Kila is for Tasniya Muzakkar, so its Muzaf will be Muzaf ilay will be also Tasniya and Muzakkar. Similarly, Kilta is for Tasniya Muannas. The noon will be removed here, so it become Kilta from Kiltani, and its Muzaf ilay should be Tasniya and Muannas like Imra'atani. Kilta Imra'atan, not Imra'atani actually, Imra'ataini, because the i'rab of Tasniya in Halat Jarri is with Yan. Now let's learn from the book. Section 3.10.2, At-Tawkidu At-Takidu, Emphasis. Definition: it is a tabe which emphasizes the matbu in a matter related to it, or emphasize the inclusion of all members of the matbu in the matter related to. For example, Ja'ani Zaidun Zaidun. The second Zaid emphasized the Zaid's coming. Ja'anil qawmu kulluhum. Kulluhum emphasized that all came, no one remained. So here kulluhum, kullu is muzaf and hum is muzaf ilay, and hum zamir is jama. Why? Because al qawmu is jama as well. So kullu is also one of the takidun manviyun, and it also become muzaf, and the word after it is zamir and it is muzaf ilay. Actually, the kullu is always used as a muzaf. Now, the tabi'un called takid and the matbu'un called muakkad. There are two types of takid. One is manvi, another one is lafzi. At-tawkidul lafzi, verbal emphasis. The emphasis is attained by repeating the muakkad, which may be ism, fail, harf or zamir or sentence. Like ja'a zaidun zaidun, Zaid definitely came. Hazara hazara Allah ghaib. So here the file is repeated, here the fail is repeated. La la akhunu al ahad. Here the la, the negative, is repeated. Iftah anta an nafiza. So iftah having zamir anta inside it and another anta is written outside. So here the anta zamir wahid muzakkar hazir is repeated. Anta al ma'lumu, anta al ma'lumu. Here the whole sentence is repeated. Now we have at-tawkidu al-manawiyu. Emphasis through meaning. The emphasis is attained with any of the following words: nafsun, ainun, kila, kilta, kullun, ajmau, aktau, absau, abtau. All these all have the same meaning. Nafsun means itself or himself. It depends on the users. Ainun, itself or himself or herself. Kila, for both men. Kilta, for both women. Kullun, for all men and women. Ajmau, same meaning. Aktau, same meaning. Absau, same meaning. Abtau, same meaning. Below, we discuss each of these. Ainun, nafsun, himself, herself, itself. These are used for singular, dual and plural. They have to be muzaf to a zamir, which means zamir is muzaf ilay. Their zamir must agree with muakkad because zamir is referring to a previous pronoun, proper name. So it should be equivalent and agree with that referred word in the terms of gender or singularity or duality or plurality, while the sega should be agree with the muakkad in terms of singularity. The exception is that the plural sega of nafsun and ainun is used in the place of dual sega. So see, nafsun and ainun both used for wahid as well as for tasniya and jama. It's very similar. Like see, wahid mutakallim used for one male and female, but then we have no tasniya. Instead we have jama mutakallim. So wahid mutakallim, jama mutakallim. But under jama mutakallim there is an inclusion of tasniya mutakallim, right? So here again in ainun and nafsun, ainun nafsun is wahid and its jama is anfus or a'yun. Okay, there is no tasniya for nafsun and ainun. So in jama, the tasniya, the meaning of tasniya is already included. So if you want to use tasniya or jama, you use the plural form of ainun and nafsun, and if you want to use wahid, you simply use the wahid format. These are useful for singular, dual and plural. Okay, for example, kama zaidun nafsuhu or ainuhu. Kama zaidani anfusuhuma ayunuhum. Here there is a tasniya word as zaidan. So instead of using the nafsun and ainun tasniya, we have used the plural form as a muzaf and zamir as a muzaf ilay, which is very equal to as zaidan, which is tasniya muzakkar. Then we have kama zaiduna. Zaiduna is file jama muzakkar. So anfusuhum, here the hum zamir is jama muzakkar, which is agreeing with az-zaiduna file. Ja'atil muallimatu ainuha nafsuha. The same example for muannas. Then we have kila and kilta, both. These are used for dual only. Kila is masculine and kilta is feminine. It must be muzaf to a dual muzaf ilay. So kila can be used with zamir as well as with a proper noun, but generally this kila is used with a huma zamir, which is a tasniya for both muzakkar and muannas. So kamar rajulaini kilahuma, kamatil muallimatani kiltahuma. Then we have jami'un, ajma'un and kullun. These are used for singular and plural. Kullun and jami'un should be muzaf to a zamir, which must corresponds to its muakkad. Similarly, the zamir should follow the same rule. Ajma is used to with the sega, changing to the corresponds to the muakkad. Like karatu kitabu kullahu, I read the whole book. Ja'a ar-rijalu kulluhum, all men came. Ja'a ar-rijalu jami'uhum, all men came. Ja'a an-nasu ajma'una, all people came. So ajma'una, we do not have, there is no need to use zamir. But if someone use ajma'uhum, there is no problem with that. Now, kullun jami'un ajma'u can only be used for emphasis in those things which have part or can be divided. Thus, akramtu zaidan kullahu, I treated all of Zaid hospitality, would be incorrect. So, ajma'u, jami'un and kullun, these three words is only used to emphasize only those words which can be divided into further different parts or multiple parts. Ajma'u, jami'un and kullu, these words should never be used to emphasize the whole body or a whole word. For example, if we say akramtu zaidan kullahu, I treated all of Zaid, it would be incorrect, and that is right, because Zaid is a one person, and if you are saying I treated the all Zaid, it means Zaid is some type of person which can be further divided, but instead of treated him in piece, you have just treated the whole Zaid, which is very incorrect as for the concept. So the Zaidun, Kullun, Ajmaun and Jami'un, these three words should only used in those situations where the Muakkad is something which can be divided. Then we have abta'u, absa'u, akta'u. They both have the same, all three words have the same meaning. These are used for greater emphasis. They appear after ajma'u. They are not used with ajma'u, nor can they appear before ajma'u. Ja'al qawmu ajma'una, akta'una, abta'una, absa'una. But the problem with all these three words is that they cannot be used as a single. They cannot be used as a separate word like kullun, ajmaun, akta'un. They are only used after ajma'una word. So if we want to use one of these three words, we should first use ajma'una, and then we can use one of these three words. Now the muannas of ajma'un is juma'u. Sentence analysis. Ja'a is fail. Al-qawm is muakkad. Kullu is muzaf. Hum is muzafile. Muzafile becomes takid 1. Ajma'un is takid 2. Then takid 1 and takid 2 become takid whole and then muakkad. So muakkad with takid 1 and 2 become fa'il. Then fa'il with the fail becomes jumle failiya khabariya. Now we have exercise. Qabaltu, I met. Wahid mutakallim, mazi, fail. Al-wazir, wazir is maful, so it's a raw is zabar. Al-wazira. Nafsahu, why not nafsuhu? Because the i'rab of wazir is maful, so and nafsahu is used for wazir, so nafsahu because of the i'rab of muakkad. Nafsahu is muzaf muzaf. I met the leader himself. Zabahna, we slaughter. Al-kabishaini, 2 ships. Kilayhima, 2 of them. Sajadal malaikatu, the angels prostrate. Kulluhum, all of them. Ajmaun, or every one of them. Illa, except Iblis, except Iblis. Iyaka wan namima, you should. This is actually iyaka means save yourself. Here the whole proper sentence is hidden because it's the most common, and we have already understood that sometimes we simply omitted or eliminate the verb from the sentence. So iyaka wan namima. Namima means, I think, backbiting. Adal qaidu ainuhu. Ada means return. Qaid is file. Ainuhu is muzaf li takid of qaid. The leader himself returned. Ra'aytu, I saw, at-tamsaha, at-tamsaha, or timsaha. This word is totally new for me, so you can look for the meaning of this word in the dictionary, and if you cannot find, simply ask me. I have not solved the exercise just before making this video, so I'm just solving all these exercises in front of you for the first hand. So I do not have don't know the meaning of this timsa or tamsa. So simply look into the dictionary, and if you cannot, then ask me. After the class I will search and let you know. Qata'na, we plucked. Nahnu, indeed we. There is no need to use nahnu because qata'na already has zamir jama mutakallim, but the nahnu is used as a takidun lafziyun, where we have already repeated the zamir twice. Anfusana, now this one is takidun manaviyun because anfus is used. So here we have two different types of takid used in the same sentence. Indeed we ourselves. So here the kata'ana I have translated plucked. Katafa means plucked, not kata'a. Kata'a means clear or pass. We have completed the whole road by ourselves. Al-mulku kulluhu lillahi, all the ownership is for Allah. Gharibtu gharabat ash-shamsu, here the fail used twice to emphasize. So this type of takid is takidun lafzi. Then we have hadarun min al-ihmal, save from stupidity. Then we have badal, substitute. Again, badal is the third category of tabe chapter, third type of tabe you can say. Here the first word is which is matbu, known as mubdal minhu, and the tabe is called badal. What is badal actually? Badal is actually very simple, we can understand this. In badal, the second word is either the first word itself or somehow related with the first word. For example, I have written two words and the both words are either same or they both are somehow related with each other. For example, suppose Zaid is the leader, Zaid is the Amir. Okay. Now Zaid is a person, his name is Zaid, and his title is Amir because he is also the leader. Now I am saying the leader Zaid came. Here both the leader and Zaid represent the same person, but we have used the two different words to represent the same person. So one is called mubdal minhu or matbu, and another one is called tabe, the badal. See, definition: a badalun is a tabe which is actually intended in the sentence and not its matbu. The matbu merely serves as an introduction to the tabe. The tabe is called badal, substitute, and the matbu is called mubdal minhu, the badal. Here in the definition there is one more thing is written, that in mubdal minhu and badal, actually the tabe is the important one, not the mubdal minhu or not the matbu. Because when I am saying the leader Zaid came, here leader is not important because a leader can be anyone. So if you simply say the leader came, a person can think of someone else. When we are saying the leader Zaid came, so here we intended the only Zaid, not the leader. Leader is just the additional word. So Zaid is the one who is intended in this sentence. So similarly, the badal is the one who is important in the sentence, and that is the one who is intended by the sentence, not the mubdal minhu. Mubdal minhu is just used to give or emphasize, or we can say to to decorate the sentence, you can say. The tabe is called badal, substitute, and the matbu is called mubdal minhu or mubdal minhu, mubaddal minhu, sorry. Like Ja'a Zaidun Akhuka. So here your brother Zaid, your brother came. Ja'a Zaidun Akhuka. Zaid came, your brother came here. So the person, your brother name is Zaid actually. So when I am saying your brother came, it also means Zaid, and when I am saying Zaid came, it also means the same. So Zaid and Akhuka, both words represent the same person. So Ja'a is fail, Zaidun is mubdal minhu, and Akhuka muzaf muzaf ilay becomes badal. Mubdal minhu badal become fa'il. Now the badal can be a 4 type, and this category or categorization is actually depend on how the mubdal minhu and badal are connected with each other. Okay, the first is badalu kullim min kullin. Here it means both the badal and mubdal minhu are same thing with 2 different names. Second is badalun bazim min kullin. Here badal is a part of mubdal minhu, not whole, just a part of mubdal minhu. For example, if the badal is the whole body, sorry, the mubdal minhu is the whole body, a badal can be hand or eye or ear or anything. Badalul ishtimal. Here the badal is related with mubdal minhu, not a part, not the whole word, but related to mubdal minhu, like a person, a house related with the owner, a shirt related to its owner, so like this. And then we have badalul ghalat, where we first use a wrong information or wrong mubdal minhu, and then we use a next correct word. For example, I am saying Ja'a Zaidun Amrun. So here I am saying Ja'a Zaidun, then again suddenly I am saying Amrun. Here it means no, Zaid came, no, sorry, Amr came. And we simply use this type of sentence in our general daily day-to-day conversation. For example, we say Zaid came, Amr. So here it means Zaid is not the person who came, I mistake. Here Amr came. So that is called badalul ghalat. Badalu kulli min badal is also called badalul kull. It is that badal which refers to the exact same thing as mubdal minhu. Ja'a Zaidun Akhuka, Zaid your brother came. So here Akhuka and Zaid both represent the same person. Always one thing let me clear you right now. All these things which you are learning right now, tabe, matbu, muakkad, takid, badal, mubdal minhu, you do not have to memorize each and every rules related to these topics. Once you start reading the Arabic textbooks, lot of the things becomes very clear to you, even though if you're not able to remember any of those rules. Because right now we are learning a book which is a set of some rules and instructions. So right now we are only learning and try to understand the rules and instructions. But once you start using those instructions and rule in practical way in those Arabic textbook, you will see that understanding these things become very easier when you are directly connected with the Arabic textbooks and stories. So don't worry if you're not able to memorize all these things. Just understand at least this level, that when in the book I tell you that this is badal or mubdal minhu or this is takid and muakkad, you should at least able to remember it, that what is takid and what is muakkad. And then we have badalu bazim min kull, also known as badalul baz. It is that badal which refers to a part of the mubdal minhu. The badal must have a zamir which refers to the mubdal minhu, like zarabtu zaidan rasahu, I hit Zaid's head. So here rasahu, The rasun means head is a part of zad, not the whole zad. So when I say only zarabtu zaidan, it means I hit zad. So this sentence seems like I hit the whole zad body. When we add rasahu, here the rasahu is telling us that not the whole part but his head only. Badalul ishtimal. It is the badal which is related to the mubdal minhu but is not part of it. The badal must have a zamir which refers to the mubdal minhu, of course. Surika zaidun kamisuhu. The surika zaidun means Zaid was stolen. Then again we put the another word kamisuhu. It means his shirt. So it means not the Zaid, but his shirt was stolen, and his shirt is related to Zaid himself. Now we have badalul ghalat. It is that badal which is mentioned after an error as a correction. Ishtaraitu farasan himaran. I bought a horse. No, a donkey. So first farasan was, this maful was actually wrong. Himaran was the correct one. Exercise. Translate, fill in the Arab, analyze the following sentence. Qazaitu ad-daina sulusahu. I have cleared the loan. Sulusahu, 1/3 of it. So here sulusahu means badalul baz. Sarrani al khadimu. Khadim made me happy. Amanatahu. So not the khadim himself, but his amanatahu, his trustworthiness. So his honesty made me happy. So here this is badalul ishtimal. Zahaba siyahu aksaruhum ilal wadi. The travelers went, most of them, towards the valley. So most of them, so here this is badalul kull. Sata'al qamaru nurahu. I do not recall the meaning of sata, so please check. Qamara means moon, nurahu its light. Sarratna ash-shawari'u. Sarratna fail and maful, ash-shawari'u is file. Nazafatuha, here is a badal. It's badalul baz. No, badalul ishtimal, relation. Street, it means its cleanness made us happy. Qadimal amiru al waziru. Qadimal amiru al waziru. So first said Amir, then said Wazir. The Amir came? No, al wazir, the leader came. Amaltu at-tajira zaidan. Amaltu, I deal with the merchant? No, with Zaid. So these both are the badalul ghalat. Then we have Tumzakul kitabu ghilafuhu. The book was torn, its cover. So this is badalul ishtimal, related with. Aghlaqat Aishatu al-bustana babahu. Aisha closed the garden, babahu its door. So there, this is badalul baz. Kana Abu Hamidin al-Ghazali mujaddidan. So Kana Abu Hamidin. So who is Abu Hamidin? Is the same person as Ghazali. So this is badalul kull. The father of Abu Hamid, that is Imam Ghazali, mujaddidan, was the innovator. Then we have al-atfu bi harfin wa atfu nasq, which we will be learning in the next class, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.